Hello, my name is Nick Burns. Some of you may know me. I work for SkyPyre Studios as a designer, but I have a project coming up, and I'm going to bring you along for the ride. Basically, so some context, I'm usually the level designer, which means I design the levels. I did that for Blobs, EM, Hail and Battle Blade Thief. I've also been an environment designer as a hobby. I do Unreal Tournament deathmatch map and CTF map design for the community. So I've been doing this for a while, and I definitely have some game design chops, and I work and collaborate with other game designers of multiple different skills. The thing that I'm bringing you along for in this particular thing is I decided I'm gonna make a strategy game. So with that context in mind of what I normally do, it's worth noting that I don't really know how to program. I have done a little bit of like UI coding for evasive maneuvers, and that's about it. So my understanding of how programming works stems purely from the theory I barely remember from university. Don't tell my profs that. So basically I'm kind of coming into this fresh. But what's kind of nice, and if you follow SkyPyre, you may already know where this is going. We kind of have an open structure where people can collaborate together. So with that in mind, I'm going to have access to some really talented programmers to help me understand, but I really want to try to do this myself. That is where the hilarity will inevitably ensue. Hilarity and frustration and some other angry things. So basically, this is going to be kind of my devlog of my attempt to make an RTS game. I don't know that it'll ever come out. I don't even know how far I'm going to get. You may not even see this for all I know, but I want to sort of bring you along and show you this process so that hopefully other people who can barely program can learn from my failings and do it better. So we'll see how it goes. I booted up a project in Unreal 5 and imported a tank. Gotta have tanks. So basically what I'm starting with here is just a blank Unreal Engine template project. This is my dog Holly. Holly! She will be my inspiring cheer squad for this project. Basically I have this top-down template. So, you know, it's this default thing that comes with Unreal. I'll see if that is even worth its cost of admission. And then the only other thing about this that's any different at all is that I don't even have a tank. They didn't even import properly. That's funny. Okay, well, so much for that. But at least I have you, mannequin. You beautiful default ass looking motherfucker. Well, off to a great start. So turns out I was entirely wrong, and I did have the tank. The only thing is that I was kind of stupid about it and didn't realize I had literally spent the last 20 minutes migrating meshes to a different folder. So yeah, I got lots of stuff here to play with. They won't be what I use in the final game. It's nice because it's a skeletal mesh, so you know I can work on figuring out animation systems before I get involved in modeling and rigging and all that jazz, right? So I can actually go into, you know, the tank and go to the skeleton, and you can see how you can like turn the turret and all that jazz. So I can get the whole units moving and aiming and stuff and not need to worry about making it myself. Okay, one tutorial in, and I'm not feeling terrible about this. I mean, it's the most basic of things, but it's really satisfying when it works. Check it out. I'll show you. So basically, I followed this really awesome tutorial by Lahey, and I'm going to continue to follow those tutorials. But essentially, I've got, you know, your classic edge, you know, mouse on the edge of the screen RTS camera action going. It's about as basic as it gets. I can't even do anything, but you know what? It's a start. I think the little bit of programming I have under my belt made understanding the tutorial a lot easier. I think a lot of people are really eager to just jump in, do a tutorial, something happens, and they're like, cool, done. But I think actually understanding what the tutorial is telling you how to do is kind of an important part of this whole process. I think there's another video, I'll put it in the description, that made the point really well. It was Game Maker's Toolkit. Mark Brown is making a game, a side-scroller, with no game development experience at all. He followed a tutorial and he had this great thing set up, but he didn't understand how it worked. He just did everything the person in the tutorial said and thing worked, right? Which I did as well, but the difference is that my little bit of understanding, I'm understanding that, you know, I'm using these functions to get the position of the screen and to actually get the position of the mouse on the screen, tell it within the parameters at the edge of the screen that it's doing it, and then translate the camera accordingly. So that's a good start, but yeah, moving camera is not the hardest part of this process. So we'll see how getting units to move will go. It's dinner time. So, getting to the end of day one here, but I'm very pleased with the progress I've made so far. Let me show you. So, we're in our scene here. All is still good. And you guys have already seen this, that you can, you know, do the edge scrolling stuff, right? But now you can zoom, which is pretty great. And the farther you zoom out, the more it actually makes the camera scroll, which is good. Otherwise, before, what was happening was like this was the maximum speed you could scroll when you're all the way up here, and it was agonizingly slow. So now, and when you're zoomed all the way in, it scrolls a little slower. The other thing I added was marquee selection. So now I have this, you know, interface set up. It doesn't actually do anything. Like obviously these aren't actually units; they're just models for now. Next is the big challenge. Next is moving on to making units. That's going to be a bit of a spicier endeavor because I think I have some noodling to do about how I want to set that up, because it needs to be set up in a way that's nice and modular. I'm not sure what the best way to do that yet is. I'm going to hash it out tomorrow, but I think for today, pretty pleased. See you tomorrow.